Abroad when it comes to private life, because in football, if you have this training ground or you put it somewhere else, you have the pitch, you have your meeting rooms, and players are, you always wonder if you go from Feyenoord to Liverpool if that changes a lot in terms of characters or personalities, or but my experience in general in football is the bigger the players are, so the more known they are, the less ego they have. So it's mostly the players underneath the top that try to maybe have a bit of a different ego, or they think they are just a bit better than they maybe are. But yeah, I've been lucky enough that the culture of this team, I think Jürgen said that in a perfect way, is be in time, work really hard every single day, and try to become a better player every single day. And that is what I noticed from the first day I came in.
Talking about the first day you came in, I mean, I always think with a new coach when he comes into any football club, it's that first day, the impact that you make. Yeah. You must have given that some thought about how to present yourself. You're Definitely. A human being.
Yeah. No, but apart from that, I think that's one of the main things you have to think about. So it's not only the first day, it's also the second day. And even today I have to think about how do I come in after so many good results and now playing Ipswich. So every single day you think about what tone you
what you did there, by the way.
Gone.
The commentator's view.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But very often we don't know what they're going to be, do we? And very, very often they've got something written across them in a foreign language, or sometimes even in Latin. And you're trying to work out what it is that's written across them. And it's actually become, I think it's now become, there was a point where I thought it was quite frustrating that you think, oh, what does that mean? Now it's actually become quite comedic.
Yeah. Just going back to Mark Chapman very quickly, I know he is listening to the podcast because he picked me up on last week, us ahead of Clash of the Commentators, and I said I was going to do my Nicholas Parsons bit from Mr. and Mrs. and he said it was Derek Beatty. So that's the only text I got from him last week. Didn't even say listen to the pod, enjoy the pod, anything like that. He just said Derek Beatty, not Nicholas Parsons.
Yeah,
right.
So there we are. He's exposed himself as a listener.
He has.
Yeah,
he has.
Well, let's find out if he's listening again to this then.
Yeah.
These weeks.
Tell me about Wednesday night, chaps, because we've been building up to this quite a lot, this season in terms of the permutations, the table as it all played out. How did it go?
Well, this is a red letter podcast, isn't it, for commentators? Because all three of us have experienced something this week that I think specifically not like we've experienced before. To have had our different experience. I was at Manchester City Club Bruges. Ian, obviously you were at Villa Park.
Can you tell us about the risks associated with smoking menthol cigarettes?
Well, menthol cigarettes are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes, if not more so. The added menthol flavoring can mask the harshness of tobacco smoke, leading to deeper inhalation and increased exposure to harmful chemicals like carbon monoxide, ammonia, and hydrogen cyanide, all of which can cause cancer, heart disease, and other serious health problems.
Is there any evidence to suggest that menthol cigarettes are more addictive than regular cigarettes?
Yes, studies have shown that menthol cigarettes can be more addictive than regular cigarettes, making it harder for smokers to quit. The menthol flavoring can create a sensation of coolness that can be soothing to the throat and lungs, making it easier for smokers to inhale deeper and more frequently.
Are there any particular groups that are more at risk for smoking menthol cigarettes?
Yes, research has shown that menthol cigarettes are more popular among young people and certain racial and ethnic groups. This has raised concerns about targeted marketing by the tobacco industry.
Good morning. It's 6:30 on Tuesday, the 7th of January. Welcome to Breakfast. Petroc Trelawney with you. Coming up this morning, Beethoven from Messrs. Axe, Kavakos and Marr. Daniel in the Lion's Den, a new recording of Scarlatti from the Armonico Consort. Germaine Taillefer writes for harp, and clarinetist Anneline Van Wawa plays Mozart. Let's start with the news headlines. Lisa Costello is here this morning. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Petroc. The former detective Maggie Oliver, who resigned from Greater Manchester Police because of the way the force handled cases of grooming gangs, has said legislation announced by the Home Secretary last night is a knee-jerk reaction to recent headlines. Yvette Cooper told MPs that it will become an offence for people in authority to fail to report allegations of child sexual abuse. At least 53 people have been killed after an earthquake struck the Chinese region of Tibet. 62 others have been injured. Tremors were felt in Nepal and parts of India. The Equality and Human Rights Commission says it's received 300 more complaints about workplace harassment at McDonald's since a BBC investigation 2 years ago. A McDonald's
take us on a long road, a piano trio by Johann Sterkel, the man who ruled over music making in Mainz in the late 18th century. Ethel Smythe writes a mass, and Ruth Gibbs celebrates Ambivalia, a Roman animal fertility rite. Let's start with the news headlines. It's 6:30. Linda Hardy is here. Good morning to you.
And good morning, Petroc. Around 30,000 people have been evacuated from their homes in the far west of Los Angeles as a wildfire spreads rapidly. High winds have helped it burn nearly 3,000 acres. A state of emergency has been declared. Donald Trump has claimed that America may need to take control of the Panama Canal and Greenland for reasons of national security. The governments of both have rejected the idea. Sir Keir Starmer has urged MPs not to back the Conservatives' attempt to push for a new national inquiry into grooming gangs. The Tories will propose an amendment to the Children's Wellbeing and Schools Bill later today, which Sir Keir says will kill the legislation. And scientists have found that drinking coffee in the morning could bring more health benefits than drinking all day. The researchers at Tulane University in Louisiana